sharing with you my new morning routine for the new year, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to my channel. When I sat down before Christmas and brainstormed some ideas for YouTube videos, I put down new year, new morning routine. Little did I know that I would totally upend my morning routine that I have been doing when I came up with this idea, and it really would be a new routine for a new year, a new decade. What happened was I read Amy Landino's book, Good Morning, Good Life, and it just changed my morning routine. It really did. Make sure that you stay tuned to the very end of this video because I'm going to be announcing the winner of my Good Morning, Good Life book giveaway. I bought this book because I'm a big fan of Amy's, and I thought that I would just read everything that she's ever taught me over different YouTube videos and different classes in one place. But no, she did teach me those things, but there's a lot more in this than she has ever done on YouTube or anything else. So what ended up happening was I took a step back, took a really good look at my morning routine, and basically started from scratch. It's like when you want to renovate a room, you take everything out and you start from scratch and you only put back in what you want to keep in there. I've realized that I was doing things in my mornings just because I thought I was supposed to be doing them. I don't even know who or what or why I was doing these things. So by taking everything out and only putting back in the things that I really, really wanted to do for myself in the morning, it was refreshing and eye-opening, and yeah, I really like my morning routine now. And I liked it before. I really liked getting up early and doing those things. But now everything I do in the morning is for me, and it gets my day off to a great start. Before, my morning routine was what I thought a morning routine should be. I don't like the word should. So I really like getting up early. I'm a morning person. And so at the beginning of the year, after we got back from our vacation, I said, okay, I'm getting up at 5. I'm going to get up at 5. That'll give me an hour and a half before the kids get up, and I can do a lot, get myself off to a great start, and get the year off to a great start. But 5 a.m. wasn't working, and mainly for two reasons. The first one was that I wasn't going to bed early enough. My evening routine wasn't good enough. It wasn't allowing me to get to bed early enough to get the sleep that I needed to get up at 5 a.m. The second part was I have teenagers. Teenagers are known to be night owls, and they wanted to talk, and they needed me for other things, like if they have a late hockey practice, they're going to need their supper afterwards and things like that. So I needed to talk to them and change things up. What I did was bump everything back. We live in Europe, so we eat supper later, and sometimes I was just being a bit lazy before dinners, and I wasn't getting the kids dinner on time, and so the dishes were late, and I wasn't finishing the dishes until after I wanted to be in bed. So I got the dishes done early, cleaned up as I went while I was making supper, and made sure that dinner was on time every night. And I also talked to my older children, and they completely understand. So any chats they want to have will happen before my 9:45 bedtime, and if they do have late night hockey practices, either they'll have a quick supper before they go, or I will leave their supper out for them, and all they need to do is to wipe down the table and put their dishes in the dishwasher. Just the other night, I posted on my Insta stories about 9:45 p.m. and my 16-year-old sent me a message right away. Go to sleep! I'll put a little image of it here. And so now I get up at 5:15. I've tried this out for the past week and it seems to be working. I seem to be getting enough sleep as long as I put my phone away early enough. And that's actually another story. In Amy's book, she has different morning routines from different people in her life, different people that she knows, and one of them is her sister. And in her morning routine, she said that she got up early and went for a walk. This, I don't know, something sparked something in me, like, how come I can't go for a walk first thing in the morning? But I can. So as soon as we get home from our holidays at the beginning of the year, I said, I'm going for a walk every morning. I have really bad varicose veins and I need to walk more often. I've always been trying to get my steps in so that they don't get worse. This was a great opportunity for me to not only get my steps in, but also get some fresh air and really wake myself up first thing in the morning. On top of that, I listen to an audiobook. I love Audible. I listen to books all the time, almost all day long. I listen to, I don't know, probably at least 30 books last year. So I listen as I walk, and it's not a long walk, it's only about 20 minutes. And I've already finished 3 books already this year. I also wanted to add in some learning, and I didn't want my audio book to be non-fiction. I didn't want to learn while I was walking. If I listen to a non-fiction book, I like to have a notepad and a paper next to me, and I just wanted it to be fun first thing in the morning. I didn't want to be learning when I wasn't able to write things down. I wanted to walk and be entertained. So I listen to fiction as I walk. I'm taking a course right now, and I tried to do some of the audio lessons once I got back from my walk. But what ended up happening was I would just like doze off. I'd be sitting there and I'd wake up 5 minutes later realizing that I had fallen asleep. So that was about 15 minutes. So that works out to be the extra 15 minutes now that I'm waking up at 5:15. I'm taking those lessons and I'm doing them around 9:15, 9:30 after I've got the kitchen cleaned up and the breakfast dishes put away. What I kept from my old routine were a few things that I wanted to do, and of course the things that I needed to do. I needed to get the kids on the bus, I needed to do the breakfast dishes, and I needed to take a shower. But I also really wanted to keep up my Pilates. I do 20 to 30 minutes of Pilates every morning, and I love the way it just sort of limbers up my body and gets me ready for the movements of the day. I also love spending time with the kids. As they're eating, I will chat with them and I will help the little ones get dressed and brush their teeth and all that stuff. So that I also kept in. One of my favorite parts of my day is my breakfast. I will take time, make myself a nice breakfast, some fruit and some pancakes or something, and a cup of tea, and then I will sit and I will just relax. My breakfast is usually ready around 8. Once the kids have gone off to school, and I'll sit for about a half an hour with either a book, YouTube, an audiobook, or just scrolling Instagram. And I just enjoy it. I enjoy just sitting and resting after having the last 3 hours sort of rush by. Okay, so what does my routine look like minute by minute? I get up at 5:15. I do hit the snooze button, but I'm not the type of person who goes back to sleep. So there is no risk of me starting a new sleep cycle and messing that up. I know I probably shouldn't be hitting snooze, but it's just a habit right now that I probably should break. I'm slow to wake, so I take my time. I have some lemon water. I get dressed in my gym clothes and just basically take my time getting awake. Then I get my coat and my hat and my scarf and my boots because it's cold, it's winter. I get all that on and I go for a 20-minute walk. When I come back, it's usually around 6. Sometimes I will leave a little bit later. It depends on just how sleepy I am and how long it takes me to wake up. I wake up my 14-year-old who is like his mother and needs some time to sort of come awake. Most of the month, my husband has either been going to work early to catch up or he's been away. Also, my sons sometimes have early morning hockey practice, so he'll be gone to take them. So that leaves me to make breakfast, but usually he does that and then I go do my Pilates. My Pilates has been cut short a little bit this month, plus I'm just not in the mood. I need to get back into it a bit and not to just all the easy videos and do something a little bit harder. When my husband is here, he wakes up the rest of the children at 6:30. If he's not here, it's me who wakes them up. He'll make them breakfast and they'll come down anytime between 6:30 and 7 and eat their breakfast. The older two are plenty old to be able to do things on their own. I will call up every once in a while to make sure that they're awake because they do tend to go back to sleep sometimes. Like I said, teenagers tend to be night owls, not morning people. My husband leaves around 7 and I finish up about the same time. And I'll come into the kitchen, make the kids snacks, put them in their school bags while they're finishing up their breakfast. And then I sort of send them off to get dressed and I help the little ones if they need it. Mostly to make sure that they brush their teeth and wash their face and they're presentable when they go to school. We leave the house about 7:30 to catch their school bus. And if it's on time, I'm usually back by 7:45, 7:50 when I make my breakfast. And then, like I said before, I sit down between 8 and 8:30 for my breakfast. And then I get up, do the breakfast dishes until about 9. I'll usually have YouTube on in the background or an audiobook. Then I'll take a shower and get dressed. Like I'm doing Pilates, I'm not sweating, so I can stay in my gym clothes while I have my breakfast. And then when I've done that, I come down and I do my audio lessons for the course that I'm doing. And once this course is over, I plan on either taking another course, so this will be the time when I read my nonfiction books. That'll be my time to learn. So that brings us to about 10 o'clock. So that's the first 5-ish hours of my day. And that's how it goes. By that time, I'm really ready for another cup of tea. So sometimes I'll sit down with a cup of tea before I get started on the rest of my day. So that's my morning routine. It's still a work in progress. If it changes majorly again, I will keep you posted. I'm going through this book again. I haven't finished my second read of it yet. So I will let you know if I come up with any more new aha moments and changes in my routine. I want to do a little bit more mindfulness, but I don't know how I'm going to add that in. I might go back to writing morning pages. I was doing that in the fall and I find it really helpful. So we'll see if I can fit it in. If not, I will put it in at the end. Let me know in the comments below what time you get up in the morning. It doesn't have to be 5 o'clock. Everyone gets up at the time that works for them. I will be back on Wednesday with 4 tips for you to make multiple planners work for you in your planner system. To make sure you don't miss that video or any other videos, make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell turned on. Here's a link to an older video where I shared my old morning routine. And now to announce the winner of the Good Morning Good Life book by Amy Landino. Nicole B commented on my video reviewing Amy's Good Morning Good Life planner, so she wins the Good Morning Good Life book. Nicole, if you could email me at kara@thehootingpirate.com with your mailing address, I will get your book to you. You can click here on my little face to subscribe. Here are 2 other videos that I think you might like. Have a fantastic day and happy planning!